Alright, ready to start?
Yes. I'm Lara, I'm 21, I'm a student at the University of Warwick. I study biological sciences.
How did we meet?
To John. Yeah, we went to primary school together, let's just say that, but I'm pretty sure we met before primary school.
Mom! How did I meet Lara? Did we meet before primary school?
Yes, now. The big mommy.
Yeah,
Oh, was that before primary school?
Yes,
so,
now.
yeah. I'm the middle child in my house, so my brother's 26, I'm 21, and my sister's 19.
Your brother's 26?
Bro, like, people growing. Like, time waits for no man. I would say from, you know when you just start to like grow into your own around like year 2, year 3, when my mum was still dressing us alike, and it was like she was still, you know, categorize us as, you know, one person, or like go do this for the girls. And then I'd say going into secondary school, my sister was still in primary school. That's when I deep like, oh yeah, like we're not levels no more, like me and you, we are not age mates.
What did that mean? Like, what does that mean though?
I think it was just like, okay, like I'm in a different I'm a different season to you at this point. So pretty much growing up, me and my sister were in the same season, like we're always in primary school together. And then there was a period of time when me and my brother were in primary school together as well, but it was short-lived because obviously he went on to secondary school, and the whole time he was in secondary school, I was still in primary school. So going into secondary school when she was still in primary school, I was like, okay, cool, like, you know, essentially it was like growing into my own person again. Yeah, I feel like I developed a little bit of sense of self independent of her going into secondary school, and that's when I wouldn't say it dawned on me that I was a middle child, but you know, it becomes more obvious that okay, my brother's now going into sixth form and he's on just things I don't know about, whereas my sister's still talking to me about primary school issues. Like I still know the teachers.
Babe.
As in, we're not levels. Like I've got homework, I've got stuff to do that's due in my planner.
As in, you're even irritated to me.
Just so. Like I wasn't there for the childish. I'm joking. But yeah, like my sister would still be coming to me about teachers, for instance, that I was very much aware of because I just left the school. But yeah, so she couldn't relate to me. I couldn't really relate to anyone. So we were all in different life seasons. You know, as you get into that kind of educational distinction, it becomes more of a, okay, yeah, like I am the middle child, and there's things that come with this. Because me and my sister were like lumped into one person essentially in our early childhood. My brother basically did everything for us. Can't lie, my brother had it hard. Like my mum was super strict to my brother. Like she was strict when we were younger. You know how parents can like ease up, well, my mum anyway, they ease up as you get older. My brother did everything for us, and then it got to secondary school and I was like, right, I had taken some of these responsibilities, like ironing my uniform myself, or I'll be ironing my uniform and my sister's uniform, and my brother will be doing his own thing. So that's when it I was like, okay, yeah, this something is a wow.
Okay, so you're the middle child, but you're the first daughter.
Yes.
What does that mean?
Oh.
What did that mean? What does that mean?
It didn't mean much growing up, to be honest, because like I mentioned before, me and my sister were lumped into one person. But now it means that, okay, I think that, you know, in African culture, we don't send our parents to
nursing homes.
We don't send our parents to nursing homes. So I've deeped that responsibility, that onus falls on me. And she can go back to Nigeria and be with her husband there, but as much as she says that, I genuinely don't think I don't think she will. Being the eldest daughter means that I'm basically my mum's like wingman. If my mum wants to go to Woolwich to do food shopping, it's me that she's dragging along. I'm her chauffeur. Like she's more than capable of driving, but for some reason it's me. You're the one essentially that you're the second mother in the house.
But do you think your mum will want to live with you and your...
The thing is, I feel like my mum's pride she will say no.
Honestly, knowing your mum, I can't even imagine her.
Yeah, like if you know my mum, she will say no. Like I'm pretty sure she will either want to live alone for, you know, and just like travel or whatever. You know, it gets to the point where you're old and you're frail and you actually do become a bit dependent on support. So, and like I said, I'm not really gonna put my mum in a nursing home, am I? So if God grants me the grace to look after her and to still be able to attend to a family, then yeah, by all means. at that point you really just have to put your pride aside. Like, babe, these are your final days. Let's start. In you I think let me just say in Yoruba culture, you know, they say like it takes a village to raise children, and if you're like graced to have your grandparents, you know, look after your children or help to raise your children, then I consider that blessed, because you know there's generational things that can be passed down.
So for me, I'm the firstborn, but I'm also the only child. So the responsibility is inevitably that I have to make money, because what we just spoke about, the nursing home is not an option.
It's not an option still.
Do you feel that pressure though? Knowing that you have an older brother?
Okay, I don't feel the pressure because my mum has never actually put the pressure on me. I think I'm putting the pressure on myself, and it's only because as of late I have been thinking about these kind of things. Because really and truly, when you want to make or if you intend to make a significant amount of money, it doesn't happen overnight. So I need to start prepping myself. I don't feel any type of pressure to make X amount of money. However, I do feel like even to maintain the standard of living that my mum has been able to provide for myself and my siblings, I need to work, and I need to start working now.
As far as middle child syndrome, I'll read out the definition and then you tell me if it relates to anything that you've experienced. Middle child syndrome is the belief that middle children are excluded, ignored, or even outright neglected because of their birth order. Is any of this your experience?
Yeah, there was a time in secondary school where I felt like my mum just hated me, fam. I think with parents, yeah, it's not that they well, my mum anyway, let me speak for my mother. She didn't intentionally choose to give me less attention. Essentially, this is a mother raising 3 children by herself, for the most part. Essentially, I'm kind of walking in the shadow of my brother, because anything I'm doing, my brother has pretty much done. Whatever my brother is doing is the first time my brother's doing it, and it's the first time my mum is parenting someone doing it. So she's got to have a particular kind of attention and focus so that this child is not led astray. Do you understand? And I'm only just realising that now. And even like speaking about it makes sense, because these are new territories for both of them. Whereas with me, she had experience doing it, so it wasn't so new and like daunting. I wouldn't say I felt middle child syndrome hard, but because of my personality as well, and I think maybe this is a middle child thing, like we become more independent and like kind of just do your thing. So I think once I got to like 6th form, it was really like I'm really just doing my thing. Like my brother wasn't at home because he was at uni, so me carrying my bag more even when I got to uni, it was like, okay, cool, I'm out. I won't say I was like excited to leave my house. I was excited to meet new people, but I was just like, okay, cool, like this isn't, it wasn't really like, oh my god, like independent living, as in I've been living independently. I've been, as in my mum stopped cooking for us when I was like 10, so bro, get this 2 out of the fridge and make a rice, get the indomie, boil it. Even people will be telling me like, so I drive, my brother don't drive, people are like, oh, like, why don't your brother drive? I'm like, bro, like, why are you asking me? Is it that you have to do something in a sequence? Is it that once he does something I must do it?
I don't get to.
I don't understand. But like, I think he's his own person, I'm my own person, and likewise for my sister. So my brother gets a certain privilege now that he's older and he's a boy. There's certain things I don't like there was a time where she was telling me and my sister that I have to like sweep the stairs and clean the bathroom and do this, do that. And I was like, okay, but what about up here? He's a boy. So like, boys don't have hands, boys don't have legs, boys don't have brains.
How would you advise your younger self on finding yourself, considering that you're the middle child?
Even to this day, I'm still learning who I am. I'm also learning who I am in Christ. More time whenever I'm studying the word, or yeah, I'm just looking into how like God loves me. It's like, bro, like me, like God like me kind of thing. So every day I'm still learning like who I am, and my identity is firmly rooted, and everyone's identity is firmly rooted in the person that made us, who is God. I can't find myself just by like living and, you know, expecting people to tell me who I am. So I've had to take active steps to, you know, figuring out what Lara likes, what Lara loves to do. So I've taken a break from for instance, from like my makeup page, because I'm like, is this me? Am I going through a rut, or am I going through like, or is this something I'm genuinely not passionate about anymore? If not, like, how can I become passionate about it again? If not, what am I passionate about? I've been reading a whole bunch, which has actually helped. And it's weird because with books, it's like you're reading someone else's thoughts or someone else's trail of thoughts, but some weird way it kind of helps me kind of put 2 and 2 together in my brain. I recently, like 2 months ago, started therapy, and that's also helped
Same.
a bunch with like not just figuring out who I am, figuring out why I think the way I think and why I do certain things or why I don't do certain things. I would say to my younger self, yeah, literally take time. Actually take time. Take each day as it comes. And another thing I'd say is journal, journal and journal, because I know I have a bad memory, but when I read through my journal, even like 2 weeks ago, I'm like, oh, is that the kind of day I was having, or is that the kind of day I had? Bible tells us, literally, don't worry about tomorrow.
The birds don't worry about what they're going to eat tomorrow.
Like, don't worry about your clothes, don't worry about your food, like, don't worry about tomorrow, because
that's a fact.
Literally, because tomorrow has its own worries.
I had to learn that one the hard way as well.
Oh,
bro.
Life will humble, and that's another thing.
Listen,
If you don't want to humble yourself, life in itself will humble you, and that's just it.
do you have anything to say as a final note?
Everybody, it's your girl, Laura. Hey, what's your new Pink Olatunji on YouTube? She got Pink's collection lashes. I'm not wearing them today, but buy her lashes, support the patronizer.
Patronize me, Joe. Mo need owó gidi gan ṣe we fresh graduates ni mi. Tẹ́ bá lè ra àwọn lashes, I'll be so happy.
Support your black-owned businesses. Pink's collection on Instagram. She also has a website. The lashes are.
I'm also from websites here, so tell me about making websites and shut down. Get it.
If you see that, God forbid, but if you see that website is shut down, it's because you weren't doing your job. I have told you today that you should go and buy the lashes.
Thank you.
They're super wispy. Okay, and once again, who else can I shout out? Like shout out like all my bros, all my CCs.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, bye.
Do you want to say bye?
It's your girls. Take time, take time. Just joking, just joking.
Just kidding.
Just kidding. It's your boy.
Okay, alright, Laura. So
shout out to Sono. Sono, if you're watching this video, like hit me up.
He's not watching this video. Laura, he's not watching.
It's your girl.